hello there. I thought I'd take this short moment where hedges aren't being cut down outside to show you the beads I've done so far. Just a couple of little white ones in here, and I'm just going to follow this all the way around. I might do a couple just with you and me, and then I might just speed them up. But if there's any background noise, it's traffic, birds, neighbours. And so here are the beads. Absolutely tiny. This is one of those diamond painting trays, which looks massive on the screen. It's really small. The beads are absolutely tiny. So I've got some bead thread here. I'm just going to check. Yeah. So you're going to have to excuse my massive hands as normal. Okay, got some beads in. A crystal one, blue one, purple one hiding there, which is lovely. And then in that little circle there that's backstitched, I've got a little blue bead, and then one here, and then they go in every single one of these waffle stitches. The main thing is, the thing that I wanted to show you is there's not a huge amount of space left at the top of each of these stitches here and here to actually do a normal cross. For instance, this space here would be a normal cross, and in between each gap of this gold thread here, there's a space. So that's what you have to work with. That's what you have to work with in a normal space, and this is all I've got. So what I'm actually doing is, instead of a sort of an actual cross stitch, I'm just coming up on the side here, and I'm going down here, and then I'm going back up and down here. So I'm doing this little sort of tiny backstitch line where these beads sit horizontally, and that's fine. That's fine for me, and it works. So I'm going to do that, because in order to try and find the actual cross, you have to move quite a lot of the stuff out of the way. I just don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. Hopefully it'll look okay. They might be I don't know, maybe they'll look a bit skew-iff, but I think it'll be alright. I'm going to go with it, and again, see what happens. Like all these things, see what happens. Hi everyone. So I've just been doing some beading. I'm laughing because it took me about 40 minutes to put 2 beads in, because I just kept picking up the wrong one and not really concentrating. You know, and you're just not in the mood, but you really want to, but you're just not in the mood to get stuff right. Anyway, so all of the beads are now in. Oh yeah, and I put all of these in. Where's my hand? I put all of these in down to about here, just down this right hand side. And decided to just change the orientation of the little blue beads to fit sort of anyway, it's done. All the blue beads are going the same way, and then these crystals, gosh, this looks very bright on the screen, and then all of these crystals are now in, facing diagonally in, so that's done. So I just pulled up the thread, invisible thread, which you can see. I think one of my neighbours has just started up the motorbike, as opposed to thunder. And then yeah, so I'm just going to fill in these beads now, all the way up the top. Yeah, all the way across here, all the way down the right hand side, and then all the way at the bottom. And they're these lovely little gold ones. Aren't they cute? Hi everyone. So the gold beads are now in, out of focus. There we go. So yeah, the top and the bottom, and then the left and right. Ew, it's out of focus. There we go. So that means that, with the exception of the center flower crystal, which I'm not going to put in until right at the end because it's quite tall, this centerpiece minus the beaded flowers are now done. And I will say that I haven't been looking forward to the next bit, because it's just the whole of the next motif, this big flower that goes here. There's no stitching in it, it's all beaded. And also some of the symbols are just really not clear at all on the PDF. I can't work out which colour it is, but what I've done is, in this Facebook group, I've been able to find 2 people who have very kindly posted photos of the section, and so I've been able to see, sorry my phone's wobbling, I'm just holding it, so I've been able to see what they've gone with, and hopefully I might be able to find the colour from it. That noise was my cat doing a stretch. Yeah, I might bead one flower, and then maybe the next time I do one, well, I won't get through one flower today, but the next, oh, now my cat's on the scratching post. Now she's doing a huff. Now she's getting stuck on the carpet. Hi. I don't know what she wants. What is it? I think she wants to go in the cupboard under the stairs. But we've closed up the shop today, haven't we? So we can't go in there. She really wants to go in there. I'll let her in. Anyway, yes. So I'll probably stitch one bead, did flower, and then shove the camera on and show you the part of the next one. I'm not sure yet. I haven't worked it out, but yeah, I've got 4 of these to do, and I'm just going to work it out. I also haven't got a proper sort of system, so yeah, it's a bit weird. I've never done this before. Never beaded stuff that hasn't sort of fit in around the stitching and things. So this is quite exciting, but I am a bit nervous. Anyway, I shall catch up with you in a bit. Bye. Okay, so I've done a little bit. It's very shiny. It's absolutely beautiful. They don't all fit completely properly because some of them, like this top left one here, isn't quite big enough. Sorry, I don't know why it's out of focus. Wait. And I've worked out that the symbol for these, there's these, oh, where's my pointy implement? There's 2 light purples here, and the symbol is kind of a weird sort of, it looks like a number 0, but it's not. I think it's supposed to be a number 6. It would fit with the colour scheme of the light purple. Yeah. These 4 as well by this white bead here, they look very blue. They're not that blue. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, this is it's I have to concentrate a lot more. It's much harder to stitch just beads in what feels like in the middle of nowhere. It's really strange. And when I first start a thread, I just run it, and if it's not a loop start, then I just run it under some of the previous previous stitching that's already there. But this is a problem because of this. Yeah, so you can see where you're stitching. Obviously there's marks, but you can't really see the invisible thread because it's invisible. So it's a bit hard. The other thing I found was I had to kind of attach a new piece of, so I had to attach a new piece of the thread, and the knot that I created at the bottom of the thread was so tiny that it just pulled straight through when I was trying to attach it. So it's just not as simple. It's just not as simple, but I'm quite enjoying it. The hardest bit is actually getting the lids off of these little pots. These pots. Getting these lids off. They're really tight. They're really tight on here, and you can't even, I can barely budge them with my actual hand. So I'm having to use implements to get it to work. Sorry, I know I'm waving my camera around again. Anyway, so this is where I've got to. I'll just attach across, and then I'm just going to trail my thread. I'm just going to trail my thread behind, and then I'll turn it back over. It won't be a second. Okay, yeah, so I just had to travel from over here to back over here, and I'm going to do the same sort of petal on the other side and flower on the other side. It's cool. It's going to take a while, but I'm in no rush. So yeah, I will keep you posted and show you my progress. See you in the next bit. Bye. Hi there. I wanted to show you a bit of my bead storage. It's not storage, my bead kind of how I'm setting out my beads while I do beading. Anyway, this is an old dark tea towel. I thought you'd like to have a bit of a zoom in on this. This is a tacky bob or tacky bill, opened up, and then what I'm actually doing, so I've got three things. So what I'm doing is the flowers that I'm beading at the moment have specific, these 7 colours, and I thought it just made sense to set them out with the test tubes, or tubes, test tubes, with the tubes, and they stick really nicely to the bottom, so I can clearly see which one it is, and I've labelled them on the top. That seems to be working well. I've put some other beads and tile beads and bigger beads and stuff in here, and labelled those, and they're ready. And then in here, this is my little box of tricks. This is very makeshift, so I've got an old bit of Tupperware with some folded up paper so that they stay upright, and this is where, when I've finished with the tubes that are stuck to the tacky bob, tacky bill, I will put them back in here and they will stay upright, and I've labelled them all. This is kind of how I'm keeping them, because in these beaded flowers there are an awful lot of colours, well, 7 colours, but what I mean is there's a lot of colour changes. That's what I was trying to say. An awful lot of colour changes, and it just becomes just not possible to kind of, anything's possible. So I could easily sort of switch between these tubes every couple of seconds, but I don't want to. So this is a much better system for me. They're all out ready, and I just take them when I need them, and then they're next to the pots, so I know which one's which. I mean, this is working for me at the moment. There isn't one sort of method that works every time, really. It's just sort of getting to the right way that works for you. That's the important thing. Anyway, that's it. Bye. Hi everyone. I've got an update. I have stitched 3 beaded flowers that come off the centerpiece. I haven't done them in clear threads. This is the back. If you hadn't noticed, you can just see this here. This is the back, here and here, and I'm just about to tie on my invisible thread, which is why it's this way around. But I thought I'd just show you what it looks like from the back before I show you the front. I put a picture of this in my Instagram and my most recent whip parade, but I just thought I'd bring you in a bit more, just so you can see the back. So much fun. So yeah, I'm gonna cast on, thread on, and flip it over and show you. Won't be a sec. Okay, so I am ready to stitch. I thought I'd just bring you out and just show you where I am so far. Look at them. There we go. Okay, it looks a bit weird with the shadow, so I'm just going to move the light, and then you can see some sparkle. There you go. Look how different this one looks compared to that when the light's not on it. They are exactly the same, and I can prove that by just moving the scroll frame across so it hits the light. There you go. And then back again. Look at that. Look at the sparkle. Oh, it's so beautiful. So here we go. You've got some matte ones here. Let me get my pointy implement. Hang on. You've got some matte ones here. These are kind of mermaid tail colour, if that's even a thing. There's a little white one there at the end, and then I've got a big crystal here. It's not big, it's not huge, same as these ones, whereas my hand there. So they're all done. All 3 of these corners are done. So at first I found it really hard. Just come up to this top one, move the light, I find it really hard to stitch, especially this section, without sort of having other stuff around it. Sometimes the beads move off to the side a little bit like this, and then you can't really tell where the square is, that the full square is that the bead is on. It's a bit strange, but I would say after 20 beads I was used to it. So I'm hoping that if anyone has the same thing, they'll get used to it too. It's a beautiful effect, and it's very pretty. It's very sparkly. Yeah, so I've got another one to do. So I did say that I would kind of get used to it, and then I would stitch this one with you. So I'm going to put my camera in the mount and then stitch. I might talk over a little bit of it, but it's very likely that I will just stitch this and put some music on. So I will get started. Hi there. Okay, so I've done these stitches here, as you can see, and then somebody suggested that when you're stitching or beading or stitching with invisible thread, so that things, if you carried on stitching a whole flower, if for some reason one of the threads got broken, the whole thing could unravel. So what somebody said was to tie a knot, get sort of halfway through your thread, and then just tie a couple of knots in the back, so that then if the thread broke in this section, these would go, but then anything over here that I would have stitched after that would be safe and would be still tied on. So I'm just going to turn over now, and then I'm going to have to move the camera anyway because you need to see the other leaf on the other side. Hello there. I'm just about to put this thread, you can just about see it, onto this needle. And what I thought I'd do is show you how I'm doing that. But I realised I don't have anything to use as a kind of backdrop. I'll put this down, see if I can do stuff on top of that as my orc catcher. So I'm going to thread the needle in the normal way, but I'm not going to do that. I need that closer to my face. I need to be able to see it. So let me just do this bit. Right. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Can you see? Yes. So I'm threaded. So I've got the short tail here in this hand. No, I haven't. I just let it go. There's the short tail here. And then here's the long tail. Whee! And then to make a knot at the end. So this is the threaded needle. this is the end of the long tail. It's about an inch on here. And then I place my needle kind of over the top of it and then sort of make it underneath. So I guess this is crossing, this piece of thread is crossing in front of the needle. And then I just wrap the thread around. The more times you do it, the bigger the knot. I don't know, 5 times. And then try to bunch together all of the twists. I don't know if you can really see that. Just there, they've all bunched together. See how close I can get before it goes. No, it's too close. There you go. And then just sort of gather it between my 2 fingers. So now I put my thumb over the top of it. I'll hold on to the end of the needle and I will pull these wrapped around threads are between this finger and this thumb, and I just pull them over the end and I hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it the whole way until I end up coming, there's the loop, and it just sort of comes to a natural end. Just keep going, just keep holding, don't let go, and then kind of, then you can move your fingers off of it. There is the knot. So it's a good one, just there. So that's that one's done. So that's knotted, and that doesn't go anywhere. I just pull it. I pull one end and the other knots in between my fingers, and I just pull just to make sure it's as tight as possible. And then I find the other end again. So I come back to this end, and then what I found was stitching with a tail. So a normal thread, I would just leave the tail, the short tail, wherever it is. Where is it? I just leave it like that and I'd stitch. But this is a nightmare because it's so slippery. So again, this came from a tip on YouTube. Thank you very much. I will take, so I've got the end here. That's the end there. I'll take that and then just let the needle like slip between. And I'll just tie like a normal knot, just a normal knot. So I'm just gonna do this and probably get it. Yeah, I missed it. Just tie a normal knot around things, like a normal, I don't know how I'm saying that, but a normal looped knot. And then I just try to get it as close to the end as possible. And I don't just do it once, I do it twice, because I find that once it can, if you do it once, it can unravel a little bit. So I just do it twice and again, pull tight. So I can now hold the needle and this thread is attached. I can let go completely. I've got it because it's attached. It's actually tied to the needle. So that's that end. There you go. The knot is kind of loose, like you can see a big loop there. Well, I say big, I mean it's like 2 millimeters, if that. And so all you need to do is this sort of, because it's such a slippery thread, just pull it again, just pull it tight. So just keep an eye on that as you're stitching. Anyway, that's that. So that's that end, and then the other end is this knot. And again, the more loops you do around the needle of that, the bigger the knot. So that's done. Hello everyone. Okay, so where are we up to? So I've got this bit of stem here, and 2 leaves, and then this bit of stem come up here, and this is much better lighting now, I think. So I think you can see how light grey and matte it is. It's even lighter, light green. It's even lighter than that. It's a much brighter green. Might show in a bit. I've got 2 separate lights on here at the moment. I don't think they're particularly doing any good. Anyway, so now I've got this little leaf here. No, I haven't. I've got a little flower here, and there are 5 colours in this flower. So this is a bit like confetti, in that the next stitch that I'm about to do, the next bead I'm about to do, is like, the symbol is a number 2, and there's just 1 in this flower. So I've really got to concentrate. So I'm gonna just do this. So I've got my key off to the side here, just along here, and that's just on white A4 paper. So it's just sitting on my fabric, which I know is risky. So what I am going to try and do is pick out some felt, and so that I will, if I put anything on the surface, because it's like a table, because it's like a metre long, then I will make sure that I'm always the fabric's always protected. Anyway, so I've got this off to the side, so I'm just literally looking at which bead. It's number 2, which is that number. So then I look down at my little table, and actually I'll just show you here, and it's going to be really full of fluff, just so you know. So this is my system, which I think I've shown you in a separate clip. This is my tacky bill or tacky bob, and you can see here the beads that I need. In fact, I don't know why I'm holding it so carefully, they are very stuck. The beads that I need and all the little tubes, they're all stuck on there. This is now vertical, you know, the camera's at a funny angle, so it doesn't really show like that, and they're all stuck on there right next to the tube, so I know exactly which one to get. So that's next to me on the sofa. So let's go back in. In the background, I've got a fireplace crackling. It's not a real fire, it's on the telly, but I'm hoping that's okay. Keeps me company. Well, Ripley's over there. What's she doing? She's having a bath. Right, number 2 is this one. So, get myself ready, and off we go. I'm absolutely desperate to finish this flower, because I really, really want to move on to the next bit. This beading's been here for a while. So let's get going. Whoops. Great start. Once you drop your needle, like, it's really hard to tell what, like, I did something then, and it meant that there's this loop tied around the outside of the bead. It's so irritating. It's really, really annoying. Anyway, I've done it now. I think it's this one, yeah. So I just end up pulling it back through the bead and kind of going back to where I was a second ago. So I should just be there, yeah. Okay, right, let's do this again. This one. Let's go now. So that's done. So now I've got one here. So I've got to get 3 of the next colour, which is this one. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm hoping is that while you've been able to watch this, oops, you've been able to see kind of, even though there's no stitching around it and you can't really see the cross stitch, you can see that it's cross stitched. Is that another one where I've just gone around the outside? Hang on, I can't tell. No, but I think some of my jumper is being stitched into it. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I know I have. Yeah, it's not right. It's because it's just this tiny, tiny bit. But it means, yeah, now I'm going in. Honestly, it's the tiniest bit, but sometimes you get to know that it's not right. Right, I'm going to do this one over here. What I should actually have done is move the scroll frame, move the whole thing down a bit so I can get to this a bit better. This is right at the top of the scroll frame, so it's not the most comfortable. I am I am a bit hunched over for this, but really, really need it done. So it's here, it's at this point, I'm doing a funny loop with my needle. Sorry for my slightly dry finger. It's at this point I'm doing a funny loop. The needle is underneath this thread. It needs to be on top of this thread so that it goes down into the hole and doesn't create like this funny little loop that I'm getting around the outside of the bead. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing wrong. Doesn't stop me doing it though. Okay. And what I do is I just pull it up just to make sure that I haven't like got a funny loop somewhere. Okay, that's good. We like that. Right, that's that. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to carry on in this colour. I'm going to go there. So I need 3 more of these beads. So I just need to pop the lid. Pour a few out. I poured quite a few out. The other thing, I want to get this beading done quickly so that I can actually put these beads away. I don't like that they're out and about. I don't want them to get stuck or get any residue from the tacky bill. Where am I? Right, I know I've already... The thing is, even though you've pulled the thread up in the right place, because it's this invisible thing, you can't see where it is, so you have to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. 2 up, 1 across. So 1 up, 2 up, 1 across. There you go. And I let go, so I just make it get to the fabric. This one. Yeah, that's nice. The other thing that I'm finding is, for those of you who have done mill hills, the perforated paper that comes with the mill hills is often got these sort of large holes, and you put the needle up from the bottom, from underneath, sorry, and then by the time you bring your hand to the top of the work to pick up your needle, the needle's fallen through again. I often find that is the case with beading needle. It's so tiny. This beading needle is actually stolen from a mill hill kit, even though I have bought some new ones just in case. I actually end up using the same one for the whole thing, which is quite good. So yeah, when you bring the needle up, like often it falls back through, so I do tend to try to really shove it all the way through. Okay, that's nice. So that's done. So now I'm going to go on the outside here, and I'm going to do 4 in a row. So different colour again. This is symbol C, which is down here. Oh yeah, I've got some of these out already. So I need 4 of these. So I'm finding this system really good at the moment because I can just pull out the ones that I need. Oh, there's so much to do on this one tonight. I can just pull out the ones that I need, sort of one at a time, beads. And I'm trying to keep the pouring out of the beads to a minimum. See how that one sat? That's supposed to sit next to it on the right hand side. So clearly my invisible thread is looped around the purple one. So I'll just try and unloop it. See if I can make it work. So that is about to, I don't know if you can see, you can sort of see that loop there of the thread. That is about to loop around the outside of the bead. So I've done this weird thing that I've done again, have I? Nope, all good. Honestly, the other ones were much easier. I swear this is because it's nowhere near my face or my eyeballs. Nope. Nope. That's the one. Yeah. That looked like it was sort of sitting proud a bit, but it seemed okay. It seemed okay after all. Oh, my light's showing again. That's annoying. There we go. Just trying to get in on the action. Honestly. Right, I don't know if that's going to cause a problem. Well, let's go with it, see what happens. Yeah, look. It's sat at a really funny angle. If I pull it tight, it gets worse. So I don't know what I did with that. That's what happens when you drop the needle sometimes. I say you. It might not happen to anyone else. It might just be me being a bit useless. So, yeah, when you drop the needle sometimes, I don't know. I'm just going to go back through the bead just to sort of retrace my steps and try that again. That's better. There we go. Okay, so there's one bead at the end here, and I know that this is yep, it's the little white one. I always check. There's only one white bead that I've got out on my tacky bill, tacky bob, so I know it's the right one, but it's never a bad thing to double check. Double check your work. 1, 2, do this one. Now the next one, the next bead, some of my jumper in there. There's going to be fibres all over the place. It's black and grey striped, so it's not the best, is it, really? Right, so that's there. The next symbol, I will admit, is, I think I spoke about this. See, it's been so long, I can't remember what I've spoken about. It doesn't actually, it looks like a 0 with a little line, little clear line through it and a little extra blob on the left, but actually it's a number 6. But well, I'm using a number 6. As long as I'm being consistent, I think it's okay if it's wrong. And it's purple, so it's fine. And it's kind, you know, as I said, it kind of fits in. I'm being consistent. Yeah, so I need 2 of these. So these are these. Oh, I think I picked up 3. Doesn't matter. Just put one back before I forget. There we go. So I've got 2 of these, and I am going in here. There's my hand, it's here somewhere. There you go. Let's just take this off. Yeah, in some lights you can't really tell. There are 3, well, 2 different purples, like the 2 I'm putting in now are different to the ones either side of it, but in some lights it's really clear. There we go, nice. Nice. Okay, that flower is now done. Woohoo! So I'm just gonna get to my, oh, I know what time it is now, because my Kindle at a certain time turns into blue light and I immediately turn it back off. My Kindle is what I've got my PDF reader on. Okay, so this one comes over to this side, this flower, and then this is exactly the same on the left. So what I'm going to do is stop, pause here. I'm going to stitch the other flower just identical, just going the other way, and then come back when I return back to the stem. So I shall see you in a bit. Hello there. Okay, I got a bit carried away and I decided just to continue stitching. There was a live on YouTube of someone who I watch, so I was just watching that and just stitching. So last time you saw this, I had done this leaf. Where am I? This leaf, this flower, and then I was just gonna come back around. So I just did this flower as well. It's exactly the same as this one on the other side, and then carried up a little bit up the stem, and then did these 2 kind of side flowers, and now there's just the main bit at the top here. So some of the beads in this already I won't use again, which is really exciting because that means I am coming to the end of this beading session. Okay, so I've just retied my thread on the back just to secure it again halfway through the thread. So next up is, let me just see, 1, 2, I'll move my pattern down a bit. 1, 2, okay, so this is 1. Just need to bring my bead list over here. 1 of these. Okay. Let me just 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, so this is going in here. Lovely. I'm going to go off to the left, I think, yeah. So, I need 2. I picked up 1. I need, no, 2 of these. So, this one's to the side. Oh, I hope I can do this on 1 thread. That'd be really irritating if I have to change it. So close to the end. I think I'm, oh, I don't know. It is what it is. See what happens. Okay. So that's those 2. So now I need one of those. Picked up 2. I only need 1. Get off. Get off. Wait, where am I? Oh yeah. So I'm coming down instead. So I'm just doing this one slightly differently. I'm starting in the top right as opposed to in the bottom left on that one. I just need to mark this off, even though it's only 4 beads. Because I'm looking at numbers and symbols instead of colours, like a normal pattern, it's really easy to make a mistake. So I'm going to, what shall I do? Yeah, I'll go across from here. So that's that one. So I'm going to go across to here. Just check. 1, 2. Yeah, it matches up. Okay, so I need 1, 2. So I need 12 of these. Okay, so that's that one. One above it. Look at me reaching for the next bead when I haven't even finished this one off. I mean, I know I want to finish it, but come on now. I'm definitely going to need another thread. How typical. Okay. So, I'm just going to mark these off on the chart again. So, these. Right. See, if I was just doing normal cross stitch, I think I'd have enough thread. But because you have to sort of, oh no, I don't know. Because you have to sort of pull the bead up in order to get to it. Do you have to do that? Yeah, it's difficult to get them flat otherwise. To keep it flat but get the needle through. I know what I mean. Like that. It's difficult. Oh, it can be done, I suppose. I guess you just get used to a certain way. Where's my needle? You'll never guess. I was wrong. Sometimes I love being wrong. No, only in this occasion do I like being wrong. So all the little beads are done. I know exactly which crystal is in this one. I've got my little pot here. And, oh, why are my hands so shiny? I don't know why my hands are shiny. They're not greasy. Anyway, one of these little beauties. Now, I don't know if I've got one extra because it's a spare or because it's used somewhere else. But I'm going to assume it's probably going to be a spare. So I've threaded the crystal, and with this one, I just go across the whole of this space. So you could fit 4 little beads in here. It's 4 little squares. But because it's a chunky one, I'm just going to go straight from one corner of here straight into the other. And there you go. Again, because it's a bit chunky, I'm going to do it 3 times. Sometimes I only do it twice, sometimes I do it 3 times. At this point you can still lift it up, and I pull it quite tight. And I go through again, and at this point I shouldn't be able to lift it up at all because it's got 2 threads in it. So yeah, I can't lift that at all. So I just push the needle flat through and come through to the back, and I'll just tie off. And so that is it. Oh, I'm absolutely delighted. So I'm going to start bringing the camera out now, and we'll be able to see my light, which inevitably shows up. I'm going to move the camera down, hang on. Okay, ooh, look at the sparkle on that bottom left one with the light. Isn't it tremendous? It just goes to show the difference when you put some light under it. I'm just going to move this. You can see some sparkle. How these two look here is how they look in real life. Like, they don't just look like beads when you look down at them with your bare naked eyeballs. They look like shiny things. Oh, tremendous. Right. So I think I'll just take the camera off the stand and just bring you in a tiny bit on some of these. I won't be a second. Okay, here you go. It's good colour matching for these now. So that was one that I did. That's the last one that I did. When I say last, I mean the one before the one I've just done today. And this is the one that I've done today. And what I haven't done yet is the check to make sure that they're all the same. Okay, that's an assumption I'm just going to live with. It was tough at the beginning because there's just no sort of grid. You have to sort of create a grid while you're doing it, and just make sure you're picking up the right square. I just love it. Okay, so let's just do a reminder of where we are and the centerpiece. These are incredible designs, and apart from a flower crystal that goes in the middle, which I know I've said a million times, this is now done. So I'm just going to zoom back out again. There we go, that's the centerpiece, absolutely done. I'm so happy, I'm so happy. I believe that's the only bit of kind of free beading in the whole piece. So delighted to actually have got that done now. All that's left to say is thank you for watching. This has been the centre section and some beaded flowers around the outside. If you liked this video or any of the videos in this series, please hit the like button, which is the thumbs up below. If you're not yet a subscriber and you want to be, hit the subscribe button, and there's a notification bell. Just hit that if you want to be notified when I upload videos. If you did want to support my channel in a different way, then I have a Buy Me a Coffee link, or Ko-fi, K-O-F-I. There's a link for that below, so you'll, if you did want to buy me a coffee, thank you. On to the next section. Not today, I'm going to bed now, but I believe it's the fan gardens, which are each side in the middle of these sides. I believe that the one on this side and on this side are the same, and then the one at the top and at the bottom have King Louis and Marie Antoinette's initials in separate ones. So the two top and bottom are different, and then the two side by side are the same. They start on the outside with quite a few specialty stitches, and the advice really is to not do the specialty stitches first. It's to do the cross stitching. So I just need to be able to work out far enough, and the first couple of stitches are only here, so they're easy to count across from, which is great. That was part of my sort of big worry of this one, was how I was going to do it and count out, but actually I think it'll be okay. They're quite chunky, they're wider than this whole section here, for example. I'm really happy with this. I feel like the centre motif really gets things started, and I feel like I'll be moving into the actual kind of gardens now of Versailles, and it's just brilliant. So I'm very pleased with this. If you have watched these couple of videos about Versailles, then thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I guess I'll see you in the next section. Bye.